Okay, so we're going to get started. It is 9:30 a.m., so we want to get started on time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third annual Open for Student Success Symposium, Georgia State University Library's own celebratory event for Open Education Week, where professionals and students unite with a common purpose to learn and share insights about open and affordable education. So if anybody wants to, please go ahead in the chat and let us know where you're coming from, why you're here, who you are. We would like to get to know you a little bit. And as you do that, I'll share that the purpose of this event is to gather and celebrate innovators who have been implementing and studying the use of affordable and open educational resources in higher education, and to produce an annual collection of openly accessible recordings and ancillary materials that help to advance the landscape of open education. Hi, Emily from Beaufort. Nice. Hi, Heather, Madison, Wisconsin. So firstly, I'd like to share with you that we're here because it is Open Education Week. Open Education Week was launched in 2012 by Open Education Global, which you may have heard of. And every year, this celebration raises awareness and highlights innovative open education successes worldwide. And the Open for Student Success Symposium is part of that. So Open Education Week provides practitioners, educators, and students with an opportunity to unite to build a greater understanding of open educational practices and to be inspired. And in 2022, we here at GSU were inspired to ask our students what they wanted their professors to know about expensive textbooks. And responses to the survey that we hosted are one of several reasons why my colleague Marianne Cullen and I decided to start the Open for Student Success Symposium the following semester. Hosted every March, the symposium is free and open to all, serving as Georgia State University's own celebration of Open Education Week. I am Charlene Martoni, the Georgia State University Librarian for the Behavioral Sciences and Open Knowledge, and my work is centered on supporting student success in its many forms, from educational affordability to information literacy. I have the incredible opportunity to lead a team of librarians each year in coordination of this symposium, and now I'd like to introduce you to my collaborators. Brooke Fry is one of our learning and engagement librarians who is based out of GSU's Alpharetta campus. Brooke also works as the liaison to the Honors College and advocates for open education at our perimeter campus libraries. And Christina serves as the library liaison to the Robinson College of Business at Atlanta and Buckhead campuses. Her research interests include open educational resources and the use of artificial intelligence in library research. Denise George, who you'll hear from in a moment, is Georgia State University's education librarian, working with the College of Education and Human Development. She is also serving as the Atlanta campus Affordable Learning Georgia Library Champion, where she has been an advocate for open and affordable practices throughout her entire library career. Joel Goglowski is the Nursing and Health Professions Librarian at GSU. He also provides training and support for EndNote, Rayan, and systematic searching across campus. He is an advocate for open education. Jason Puckett, who is our coordinator for our technology today, who, by the way, you can reach out to or put into the chat if you are having any technological problems accessing the room or anything like that. Jason Puckett is GSU's online education and anthropology librarian who liaises with GSU's Center for Excellence in Teaching, Learning, and Online Education. Jason and Centoria Johnson from CETLO, which is what we call the center for short, they're going to be doing our closing discussion today, so stick around for that. Jason also teaches and supports the open source reference manager Zotero at GSU. And lastly, Lindsay Wong is one of our learning engagement librarians who is based out of GSU's Dunwoody campus, where she supports student success through instruction, research assistance, and faculty collaboration. So I'd like to thank my coordinators this year because they have helped to make this event what it is, and I am very proud of them. We'd also like to thank some of our sponsors and external collaborators. First, we'd like to thank Open Education Global for being our inspiration here today. We'd also like to thank the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation Education Program for their support of our keynote speakers and sponsorship of their presence here. We'd like to thank Affordable Learning Georgia for their unending support and resources for open education and affordable education all throughout Georgia State. We also like to thank GSU's Center for Excellence in Teaching, Learning, and Online Education for their continued partnership on open and affordable education initiatives at GSU. And we'd like to thank GSU Center for Studies on Africa and its Diaspora for their support and promotion of the symposium. Laura Edmonds, Interim Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at GSU Perimeter College, for their support and promotion of the symposium. And lastly, Paulos Ioannis, Associate Dean of Science at GSU Perimeter College, for their support and promotion of the symposium. And now I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, education librarian and ALG champion, Denise George, who is going to share some updates about Georgia State University and textbook affordability from Affordable Learning Georgia. Take it away, Denise.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with you this morning. So I'll explain just a little bit about Affordable Learning Georgia. It is an integral part of our overall open initiatives here at Georgia State University, and it is a statewide initiative that's dedicated to supporting the creation and the use of open and affordable course materials in all the public colleges throughout Georgia. So this initiative offers a range of services. It includes grants that help instructors transition from high-cost textbooks to no or low-cost course materials. And it also collects data about courses that are offering those no and low-cost course materials. The ALG initiative launched in 2014, and this past year we've been celebrating 10 years of our work and success. And GSU has had immense success with this initiative, and I wanted to share some of our data with you, specifically the data related to the student savings that we have through our grant program there. So in case you want to see some of this data yourself, I'll put the link to that in the chat. But when you're looking at the Georgia State University data, I'm going to include spring 2025 data, so that's just slightly over 10 years. And you can see that collectively, we have saved students nearly $20 million at GSU alone, just through that grant part of the ALG initiative. And we have impacted 181,905 students. So we are very happy to have been able to create such a large impact for our students here at Georgia State University. If you wanted to sort of see that data more on like a semester level, if you look at the spring 2025 data, that's showing we're impacting 10,992 students and saving $904,000 in student cost savings. So to help get this work done, we have two ALG teams here at Georgia State University. We have one for our perimeter campuses, and we have one for the Atlantic campus. And our teams work on many projects. Sometimes we work individually, and sometimes we work together. But as part of one of our most recent projects, Scott Jakes, who's an ALG faculty champion at the Atlanta campus, and Atlanta campus librarian Laura Kanata have been working together on a no-cost course materials project for students in the Andrew Young School. And they've had a lot of success with this project. So congrats to Scott and Laloria. And in terms of the no cost materials overall here at Georgia State University, our percentages at GSU for these no cost course options are higher than the average for all of the University System of Georgia schools. And as a
Denise,
whole,
Denise, I'm so sorry to interrupt. It looks like we're only seeing your intro slide. We're not seeing your.
yeah, that's all we
Oh,
prepared.
that's it. Okay, never mind. Then it's working correctly. I apologize for the introduction.
um, okay, thanks for checking, Jason. Um, so the we do have a high percentage of no-cost course materials for our students, and higher than average for the University System of Georgia and for research universities in the U.S. So especially since Georgia State is such a large university, we can often show substantial impact in a single course for a single semester. And then when those materials are adopted for multiple sections and semesters, then the savings can be exponential. Um, so if you do take a look at this data, on that data link that that I sent you, you'll notice that these savings are calculated for every student. So every student counts. So whether you're a large university or a small university, whether you teach small enrollment classes or large enrollment classes, the impact for each student matters, and you can make a difference for each one of your students. We're very proud of our impact here at Georgia State, and we hope we inspire you as you go about your work in the open movement to help provide substantial savings and impact for your students. And I will close by providing another link in the chat to the resources that we used here at Georgia State, created by Georgia State University instructors for these grants. And much of this content is content that you could either use for your own courses or get ideas about what might work for you for same or similar courses. So I'll go ahead and grab that link. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Denise. Those are some great points of information that I am looking forward to using in the next year and looking at where we have grown to. So let's see. Next. I would like to also share with you a little bit about Georgia State University Library's openly accessible collections. We have Faculty Select, which supports textbook affordability by allowing users to search quality open textbooks, reuse ebooks, request ebooks from top academic publishers, and find DRM-free ebooks in the library's collection. We also have ScholarWorks, which is GSU's open access institutional repository, which includes journal articles, book chapters, conference proceedings, data sets, audiovisual materials, and my favorite, our electronic dissertations and theses. And we also have our library's digital collections, which provide open access to unique and rare materials within our special collections and archives, including GSU's yearbooks, student publications, the Southern Labor Archives, manuscripts, newspapers, oral histories, and much more. And lastly, we have DigATL, which is an open access showcase of projects, collections, and data about the Metro Atlanta area that were produced by GSU faculty, students, and staff working with and within their communities. So now let's get started with today's events. The schedule and session details can be found online at lib.gsu.oss, or you can follow the QR code on the slide that is being shown here. And I'm also going to put this link into the chat. So again, you can find the session details there. We also have several fantastic presentations that were pre-recorded and are available now on the symposium's website, which is the same one that I just linked into the chat. These are some of them. We have Magnifying Diverse Voices in STEM by Neka Atunye. I'm sorry, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Um, uh, NECA is one of our students at Georgia State University, so that's a really awesome presentation to check out. We also have another Georgia State presentation, Our Project, an open source programming language for statistical computing. And above that, we have Beyond Stereotypes, Examining Diversity, Social Justice, and Inclusivity in Korean Language Education, and several more. So please go check those out. They are available now at the website on the screen. And after the symposium, recordings of live presentations will be posted to the symposium's website using a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share Alike 4.0 international license. Again, you can visit the symposium's website, lib.gsu.oss, to access today's schedule of events and pre-recorded presentations. Now, I'd like to share with you a bit about the OER Excellence Awards. This new event is the sister event for the Open for Student Success Symposium. The mission of the OER Excellence Awards is to facilitate a peer nomination process where educators are celebrated by their colleagues and their students especially for their use of open educational resources in course instruction. This event is promoted by GSU's Student Government Association and Student Public Interest Research Group under the mentorship of GSU Library Information Professionals. I'd like to introduce you to one of the students who has been working on this project with us. Caleb Gustavson is a second-year public policy and philosophy double major at Georgia State University. Caleb founded the Georgia State chapter of Georgia Public Interest Research Group, a student-led national nonprofit that trains students to run public interest campaigns. Caleb has worked on public interest issues on the federal level to the university level, including affordable textbooks, fashion waste, student civic engagement, and environmental protection campaigns. So I'd like to ask Caleb to spend a few minutes sharing with you how he has been championing for affordable textbooks. Take it away, Caleb.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hello everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Charlene. I've really enjoyed working with you guys in the past just about a year. But yeah, so a little bit about me, like you heard, second year public policy and philosophy, double major. I did found Georgia PIRG, Georgia Public Interest Research Group, and that is the majority of what I spend my time doing. And it is a student-led national network of organizations and clubs and chapters throughout the country. And we work to give students the skills to work on real public interest issues. And this ranges from anywhere from getting faculty to transition to open education resources to protecting local wild places like the Okefenokee Swamp. So I really, really enjoyed working with Charlene and the team on this. Some of the initiatives that we and I have been doing on affordable textbooks I want to touch on. So first, I am also a student government senator. I am the senator for the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies here at Georgia State. And one of the first things I did when I was inducted into SGA, I had just met Charlene for the first time a month before, and I was like, I want to get a support resolution going. I want to get student government talking about the issue of automatic course billing because it is so um, predatory to students. It reduces a free market. It reduces student choice. There's just so many problems with it. And it leads the way into using more OER. So that was the initiative that I took on my first month in student government, and I'm very pleased to say that support resolution I was able to pass very quickly within a month, and it was passed unanimously at our university-wide Student Government Association. So not just the Atlanta campus, but also the Decatur, the Clarkston, the Alpharetta campus. Everybody agreed that this was a really great thing. So I was very pleased about that. That kind of set the basis for a lot of work that we've continued to do. Charlene also mentioned that I am an advocate on the national level, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So I have lobbied Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, mostly Southeast, national represent legislators about this work that you guys are all doing as well. So I was just in DC just about 2 weeks ago, and one of the issues that we were talking about with these legislators was the Affordable College Textbook Act. Some of you may be familiar with this. But if not, basically this is just a solidifying of the open textbook pilot program, which Student Perg largely pushed through and authored and has had a big hand in. And what's so great about this, as you guys well know, oh, perfect. Yep. Take a look at it down there in the chat. That this pilot program, since I believe 2018, has allocated about $50 million for universities to apply for and to work on OER work. Only $50 million. And the estimated savings of this pilot program has been $250 million. So this is an incredibly efficient program. And it was such a great experience to be able to talk to legislators, to be able to talk to our federal senators about, this in a time where government efficiency is so important for a lot of people. It's like this is such an efficient program. You're putting in $50 million over 7 years and we're saving 250 million. That's pretty incredible to see. To talk a little bit about the OER Excellence Awards, I'm very excited about this event. It's going to be happening on March 25th, and it's going to be a really great opportunity to not only elevate the faculty who have been really championing this issue, but also give OER more visibility, get students excited about this, and realize, how great a job their teachers are doing about this, and hopefully encourages more faculty to kind of hop on OER. Question. Is using online textbooks available and considered OER, given the books? I actually don't know. Charlene, do you know that answer? I'm not as familiar with
Can you
GSO's.
read me the question? It's not
Is using online textbooks available on the GSU library considered OER, given the books are not free resource for the public?
That's a very good question. The answer is no, it is not OER, but it is a form of practicing open pedagogy and transformative teaching and affordable education. So it's very much supported here at this symposium. It's just not technically, by definition, OER.
So, yeah, I'll wrap it up here. But the last thing I want to mention is why it's so important for students to be working on this issue and be involved in this issue. A lot of the work that I do is all about that public interest. PERG only works on campaigns that have 70 to 80% public support behind them, and then issues that it matters that students are behind. Open textbooks is a no-brainer. It costs students so much money every single year. And perhaps a bigger issue is that it's removing student choice and freedom from our university. Students aren't allowed to go look for a secondhand copy of something, like many of our parents were able to rent out textbooks, or just kind of look around, see what other options are out there. So it's so important that students are championing this issue, as well as all the great work that everybody in this call is doing. So I just want to thank you all for all your good work, and I have really enjoyed on working with these initiatives with the GSU Library. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. We are very excited to be working with you too. So if anybody who is a Georgia State University community member If you know an educator at Georgia State who uses open educational resources in their courses, please nominate them for the OER Excellence Awards. I will say in regards to the question that was asked earlier, yes, these awards are geared specifically towards OER. However, if you are practicing other very innovative ways of making education more affordable for students, I would love to hear about it. And we would maybe change this in the future to be inclusive of that as well. So thank you for sharing that question.